Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're zeroing in on a really fascinating passage, Judges, chapter 10. And our sources point out that this chapter is like the structural midpoint of the whole scroll.
Exactly. And when something's smack in the middle of an ancient text, that's usually a signal.
It's where the most important high-tension stuff is.
Right. And here we see the whole cycle of the Judges era. Well, it completely breaks down.
Okay, so remind us of that cycle again.
Yeah.
It's basically crime, punishment, cry for help, and then rescue.
Yeah. Sin, oppression, repentance, and deliverance. But in chapter 10, that pattern just shatters.
And this all kicks off after the chaotic end of Abimelech, right? Gideon's son.
It does, and he reigned for 3 years. But here's the thing, the historian who wrote Judges wants you to notice.
He's never called a judge.
Never. Not once. It's a silent but really powerful statement of disapproval. His self-appointed kingship was a total failure, and it leaves this huge power vacuum.
So after that chaos, they're trying to find some stability. We get two new figures, Tola and then Jair.
Right. Tola judged for 23 years, Jair for 22. They seem to bring some order back, but it's the description of Jair that's, well, it's the real clue here.
The detail about his family.
It sounds like just a list, but it's so much more. He has 30 sons, they ride 30 donkeys, and they have 30 towns.
Okay, so if you connect the dots on that, what are we looking at?
It's not just a big family, it's a political system, a sort of quasi-feudal experiment in governance.
Wait, quasi-feudal is a huge concept for this period.
Right.
Are you saying they were actively trying to build a national structure?
I think so. You've got one central leader. Jair and his sons are basically local administrators, 30 lords for 30 towns. It's a desperate attempt to find a system that works before they get a real monarchy.
It's fascinating because while they're trying to build this political order, their religious life is just completely dissolving.
It's a total collapse. This is where we hit the crisis of syncretism. Their sin isn't just, local Canaanite worship anymore.
It gets way bigger.
The list of gods they adopt just explodes. They start worshiping the gods of everyone around them, Aram, Sidon, Moab, Ammon, the Philistines.
So they're just absorbing everything.
All of it. They're trying to get along with their neighbors, maybe for trade or diplomacy, and in the process, they dissolve the one rule that defined their entire culture: monotheism.
And the response to this is devastating.
It is. God delivers them into the hands of the Philistines in the west and the Ammonites in the east.
At the same time.
Simultaneously. It's a brutal 18-year sandwich crisis. They're being crushed from both sides.
And when they finally cry out for help, expecting the usual rescue,
God's response is just ice cold. He basically lists all the times he saved them before and then says, "Go cry out to the gods you've chosen. I'm not saving you anymore."
wow, that's him pulling the rug out completely. A total rejection.
And so their confession, it doesn't even sound like true repentance at first. It's more as like a desperate bargain.
What do they say?
It's something like, "We've sinned, do whatever you want to us, but just rescue us today." They're still focused on the temporary fix.
But something changes. What finally moves God isn't what they say.
Exactly. It's what they do. It's the action, not the word.
They get rid of the idols.
Yes. The Israelites physically remove the foreign gods from among them and return to serving only the Lord. And the text says that act caused God to feel grief over their misery. He reverses his own decision.
That's the entire pivot point right there. But the chapter ends on this massive cliffhanger. God has relented, but the Ammonites are still gathered for battle. The Israelites are in Mizpah.
They're poised for war, but they have no leader. The nation's future now rests on this newly applied faith.
So let's bring this home for you listening. This whole story hinges on the difference between just admitting you're wrong and actually physically removing the things you depend on instead of your core commitments. If knowledge is only valuable when you apply it, what are the idols in your own life? I mean, those hidden dependencies, maybe it's career success or financial security or just temporary distractions. What are you willing to truly remove to find stability instead of just asking for another temporary rescue?